So what's going on in Poland? There's been a lot of news coming out of there lately, but let's dive into what's actually happening. Europe is not foreign to totalitarian fascist dictatorships. Just in the last 100 years we've seen two of the worst in history. This story is about the possible emergence of a third one. In 1933 the National Socialist Party took power in Germany. They did this by appealing to the German national pride and an us versus them mentality. They said they wanted the German independence. We all know what that road led to. The second one was the rise of the Soviet Union. It started as a revolutionary takeover, then consolidation of power, dictatorship, yeah, you get the picture. So what does this have to do with Poland? A little bit of backstory. Poland as a free nation is a fairly short one. After first being invaded by Nazi Germany in 1939, Poland ended up after World War II under control of the Soviet Union. This control lasted all the way up to the collapse of the Soviet Union in the late 80s and early 90s, and Poland finally got its independence. Poland was quick to hold democratic elections, introduce market economy, and saw a general upswing in human rights and freedoms. After long and hard work, this led to Poland finally fulfilling the demands to be able to join the EU in 2004. And became one of EU's most promising members. Poland received millions of euro from EU to help build up the country's infrastructure, hospitals, roads, and to increase the standard of living for its citizens. This was in general very well received by Poles, and Poles were overwhelmingly positive to EU membership. Donald Tusk, the leader of the left-wing party, was leading Poland into what looked like a golden age. However, he left when he got elected to run the EU. In his absence, and in a shocking turn of events, PIS, the Conservative Party, won a majority victory and took over both the presidency and the parliament. PIS and its leading members had long felt that the ruling left wing had become elitist and corrupt, so they started appealing to Poland's rural conservative population. They wanted Polish nationalism and conservatism to be in the forefront. They also started pushing an us versus them mentality. Does this sound familiar to anyone? PS saw EU as just as controlling as the Soviet Union had been and wanted true independence for Poland, by whatever means necessary. Since PIS now controlled all levels of government, they initiated hostile takeovers of the legal system. Something was actually illegal under the Polish constitution. However, since PIS controlled all levels of government, there was no system in place to stop them from doing this. Since then, PIS has taken control of the media and giving out heavy fines to any media organization or outlet that publish anything that don't adhere to the strict PIS party line or don't line up with their political views. PIS has also started cracking down on protesters and organizations that disagree with these actions. The EU has issued several warnings to Poland. All of them have been ignored. All the while, Poland is still receiving millions and millions of euro each year from the EU. So why is this such a big problem? Well, Poland has with this proven that you don't have to follow any EU directives, but you can still reap all the benefits of a membership. This sets a dangerous precedent for the future. Who knows how many other countries will follow in Poland's footsteps? Will this lead to the complete collapse of the EU? Will this lead to a new coalition of extreme national conservative or fascist nations? All is not over yet, however. There is a mounting resistance to this new development both in Poland and in the rest of Europe. Over 70% of Polish people support the Strajk Kobiet, or the women's strike. This started as an anti-abortion protest, but has since grown into a national revolution against the authoritarian regime of Jarosław Kaczynski. Protests in many different forms are happening every day, not only in Poland but all around Europe. And this fight is not just for Polish rights, but also for European rights to be respected. So how will this end? Well, only time will tell. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.